Today at Carver Barracks, the atmosphere was proud and intense. It's Armed Forces Week, a time to reflect, to respect, and standing among the people who risk their lives in bomb disposal, one of the most dangerous roles in defense. There's a palpable sense of purpose. These are men and women doing what most of us couldn't imagine. And hearing their stories, it's humbling. But pride soon meets politics. The government has announced a bold target: defense spending hitting 4.1% of GDP by 2027. On the surface, it sounds impressive, but scratch beneath it, and the cracks start to show. We've asked them to increase defense spending, and yes, we welcome the number. But it feels like smoke and mirrors. The concern isn't just the goal, it's the how. Where's this money actually coming from? The government recently made small savings on welfare, but critics argue, if that's the best they can do, how will they fund such a major leap in defense? Then comes the welfare debate: the government facing a rebellion from within its own party. And here's the ask: can anyone step in and help get the legislation over the line? We've been clear, the opposition says. We'll support it if the Prime Minister meets 3 conditions. 1. Cut the welfare budget. 2. Actually help people get back to work. 3. No more tax rises. But right now, the bill doesn't deliver on any of those. In fact, a recent U-turn just made things worse. And that's the worry. If the government can't get the basics right, how will it tackle the big stuff? So what's the alternative? We'd go further, the opposition explains. Getting people back into work isn't just good economics, it's essential. During COVID, we switched to remote assessments for benefits, understandable at the time, but it's continued. Now, too many people are slipping through the cracks. Some are receiving benefits they shouldn't. They point to the rise in mental health claims, particularly low-level conditions like anxiety. We're not saying these struggles aren't real, but for many, the best treatment isn't isolation, it's purpose. It's work. A good job can be healing. Their message is clear: support the people who truly need it, but create a system that empowers others to rejoin the workforce. And yet, a fresh challenge is emerging: the rise of Reform UK in the polls. In the latest YouGov data, they're outpacing the opposition. They want to spend even more on benefits. They're promising the moon, but it just doesn't add up. The opposition's message? Fiscal honesty. We're spending over $100 billion a year more than we bring in. And we're paying another $100 billion just on the interest of our debt. That's not sustainable. That's robbing our kids' future. They know it's a tough sell. After a historic election defeat, clawing back public trust isn't easy. Oppositions usually take over a decade to recover. We're aiming to do it in 4. Not with flashy promises, but with truth and a real plan. Meanwhile, back in Downing Street, the Prime Minister faces heat over those welfare reforms and the recent U-turn. We've listened, he says. The system we have today? It's broken. It traps people. If you can work, you should work. And if you can't, we'll protect you. That's the balance. But the concessions have cost him financially and politically. Will it leave a hole in the finances? Maybe, but we'll explain the funding in the budget, as always. The priority is getting this right for the future. The dust hasn't settled, but one thing is clear. This isn't just policy. It's people. It's pride. It's the shape of a country figuring out who it wants to be.